Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not? We are archaeologians tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied their attentions. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins, a duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all Undying aspire. Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your findings in his stead.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, take them then, with our humble thanks. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart, as it does in ours.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another, but for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
なるほどね。いや、結構不思議な方たちですよね。なんかジョシュアの仲間とは思えない感じの冷たさがある団体。こっち新しい道開けた私もしかして。あ、ここ通れなかったのをここ開けたから通れるようになったんだ。なるほどね。じゃあ戻りたいと思います。
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I collected your colleagues' preliminary findings. Here, take them.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against Ultima.
Cyril, your survey party suffered several losses in Kretov. Losses which could have been avoided, had the others not chosen to complete their work, instead of saving their friends. Were these your orders?
No. This was their choice. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty, and should we die in discharging it, so be it.
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful to argue. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations, and your opinion of our methods, however earnest, is not like to change them. We live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order exists for that purpose, and that purpose alone.
Cyril, I know that you and your brethren answer only to Joshua, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their lives without good reason. Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live to do their duty for years to come. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would want you to serve him. Please. For all our sakes.
I thank you for your advice, my lord. If you will permit me to respond, our faith in his grace, Joshua Rosfield, is absolute, and we of the Undying will do what we believe is right to fulfill our duty unto him. As first shield to the Phoenix, I am sure you understand what it means to do one's duty.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind. And it is my hope that we may continue to do our duty together.
なんかザ・教団っていう感じの考え方ですね。お、アクセサリーだ。芝のアクセサリーね。では次の砂漠へ向かいたいと思います。さっきの教団の人ね、なんかジョシュアに仕えているからジョシュアの話しか聞かないとか言っていたけど、多分ジョシュアはそれを望んでいないと思うけど、なんかそんなことしてくれとジョシュアは言っていないと思うんだがね。
Ah, Clive. You'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be signed very soon. But I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving this many bearers at once. You couldn't do me a quick favor, could you?
What is it this time? More wild beasts?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask El how long we have until the bearers arrive. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moved.
All right. I'll go and ask.
Thanks, Clive. I owe you one.
Don't blame yourself, El. This is their fault, not yours. I know, but... no buts about it, all right?
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican army have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the Consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped at the chance.
And you had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all. And we were so close.
El? What's happened? I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look happy.
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually, and at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone? You sure that's wise?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. I'll send an owl ahead and request a meeting. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. We've waited far too long as it is. Even if I fail to free these bearers, there will be others. Someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling beasts at bay.
Oh, and that's me, is it? Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls through. She means to stay with us, then. I can't say I'm not happy to hear it, but... is this what she really wants?
You have to trust her.
You're right. It's what she wants now. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do my part too. So I bid you farewell and safe travels, my friend. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. We'll make sure the place is well stocked and defended. You go to Randala and see if you can stop my sister biting the consortium's heads off. If she won't consider her prospects, someone has to.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randalar then. And better not keep Eloise waiting.
はい、じゃあ向かいたいと思います。しばらくこれ道なりに移動ですね。ファストトラベルがないので、このまま目的地までね、移動したいと思います。FF7 のリバースが発売されまして、それもね、遊び始めたんですけど、まさかFF16 とリバースを同時並行するとはちょっと思わなくでもなんか遊びのね違いがすごく分かりやすいから、それは見てて面白いなと思いますね。同じアクション RPG ではあるけど、やっぱりねタイトルによって細かいところが違う。例えばアイテムの数、アイテムを持ってくるの忘れたわ。さっきの戦闘で結構使ったんだけど、まあいっか、大丈夫でしょう。この先でいいのかな。あ、違う、こっちの通りじゃない、こっち側だ。どうしたチョコボチョコボなんで泣いたんだ。こっちね、こっちね。はい、いや多分大丈夫だとは思うんだけど、どうなんだ。
Thanks, Cal.
とことはやらないといけないってことか。じゃあやっていきましょう。近い。増援絶対来んなこれ。いや、そういう感じ。はい、話しかけられるようになった。話しかけましょう。
I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves, and then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage over. That's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings. But as long as they pay...
That does sound unusual. No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. Allow me to withdraw my interest. And with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But I only have myself to blame. He was right, you see. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more, and he did just that. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Randalar.
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. But I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who I was dealing with.
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was true, the bearers are to be well treated. Which is something, at least. But they deserved more. I wanted so badly to see them freed.
Eloise! Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but the odds are against them. They need help, and fast.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just... make sure he's safe.
Hold on, Theo. I'm coming.
ドラゴンですか。では行きましょう。ドラコスディープって名前がもうドラゴンでそう。ていうかでもカシオクの近くってこんな名前だったっけ？どんなドラゴンだ？あ！
No need to ride from here.
え？こういう移動の仕方もできるんだ。近道じゃん。さあ、一体どんなドラゴンなのか。初めて見る子ではないと思う、間違いなく。色違いとかそういう感じだとは思うけど。
Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area is flooded with ether.
We just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
I can do better than that. Torgal, with me.
え、どこに行けばいいの？あ、もうこの先？この先だね。チュルドラダに。あ、ここか。また新しいマップが開くんだろう。この先？ここ行けんの？へえ。この先が行けるようになるんだ。なんだっけな、チルドラダに。あ、これもしかして入れる？入れない。めっちゃ綺麗。めちゃくちゃ綺麗な川。入れるかと思っちゃった。パシャパシャできるのかと思ったわ。いけないよね。見るだけ。この奥。なんだっけな、そのちょっと強いタイプのアカシアか。アカシアもなんか漏れている箇所があるということで、アカシアの状態のドラゴンとかだったら結構時間かかっちゃうからめんどくさいかも。ちょっと鳥は上から狙われてめんどくさいからチョコボに乗ろう。チョコボに乗らせてくれ。乗らせてくれない。チョコボにすら乗らせてくれない。厳しいよ、移動が。上から来ないでね。上から来ないでね。めんどくせえからね。雑魚とはやりたくないんだ。そのままボス戦とか、サブクエに行きたいんだ、私は。狼が見える。あ、ちょっと数多くない？めちゃくちゃ数多いよ。わ、マジか。植物。植物。 さあドラゴン来るんじゃない？
Can't waste any more
だ
time.
いぶ広いから
Need to
ね
find
こ
Theodore
こ。
before that dragon
絶
does.
対ドラゴン来るぞ。はい来た。クリスタルのとこでやったやついつもの
Like it's
子
found me.
なんとなくそんな気はしたけど
This isn't going to be
い
easy.
つもの子でしたね。やっていきましょうじゃあね。終わったー。これなかなかなサブクエじゃないか。だって昔のボスだぞ。昔の中ボス級のドラゴン出てきたからね。なかなかだ。
Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here. I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream. Theodore! Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you! Theodore. Take care of my sister. Theodore, wait. Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone. Because I sent him to that place, against his will.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life. He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer. In more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted, all I ever did, it was so we could be together. Oh, Theo, why did you have to... I know Theo wanted me to move on, but I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. We can help people, save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do, ensuring that goods, people, bearers get where they need to be, bringing smiles to people's faces just like we always have, and to Theo's. Wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen. The life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own. To continue helping you however I can. Whenever you need it.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together then. For Theodore.
なかなか重いサブクエだった。バトルも内容も。展開としては一番重いんじゃないかぐらいの。これは フェニックスのアビリティか。もうアクセサリーは何をつけたら正解なのかわからない。これで、サブクエはほぼ終わった？もしかして。隠れ家のところのサブクエだけかな。はい。じゃあ、レスキーモブね。レスキーモブ会をちょっと次からやっていきたいかな。まあ、レスキーモブね。もうすでに見たことあるモンスターは、最初ちょっとだけ映して、その後はね、早送りで戦闘流していきたいと思うんですけど、まだ、あなたはあなたはいつも武器に関するサブクエが発生する方だ。今回は何があるんだ？
Heard the bad news then, did you?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's old haunt. With the forge and all that. Well, anyway, the mines just down the road from there are spewing at ether like no one's business.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area is either turned or on the way to turning, apparently. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. They need help, and quick. Doris sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can do. Except get eaten. If something ain't done soon, the whole place will be overrun.
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorn know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. He'd only do something stupid. You reckon we should tell him?
No. It's better this way.
Yeah, well, I can't stand about knowing what's happening out there, so I'm off. I'll see you in Dravost.
武器関連というか、ブラックソン関連はいつもあの方ですね。じゃあ、ブラックソーンのね、今の砂漠をやったらレスキーモブやっていきたいと思います。